right. Does anybody have a question you want me to answer about healing before I go on and do some healing?
I have a
Wanda?
question.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Teresa.
I had my hand up. I don't know if she can see us or not. Wanda, I was just wondering if I hear a lot about the energies are changing and the shift is happening and everything is going to be different. Do you notice that? And if that is the case, how does that affect healing and the way that we are doing it now? Is there a new way to do healing, or does the old way work and is more effective, or how do you see it?
I think that as the earth is evolving, we're evolving, and that our ability to do healing changes as we change. So I think whatever you're doing is going to grow and expand and become something a little different as time goes by. I've noticed that what I do has changed a bit recently. And I'm more focused on creating the happiness and love. I still do all the other stuff too, but it's just a slight change. And I work with the seraphim a lot. Like the seraphim are the beings that stand at the throne of God, the eight-winged angels. And their job is to sing. So that creates the song of the universe, and I'm using that vibration a lot with people.
Interesting. And you like to sing, so that really is up your alley.
Yeah, I do like to sing. Pretty much sing all the time. Not that I do it a lot in front of people, just my clients and occasionally in a class, and that mostly when I'm cleaning the house or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I find that I can bring that energy in and let everyone feel it. It's different. It's very high quality energy. And also I feel that there is a direct flow that also comes from like God. Like the throne of God, the essence of the divine being, that is even more profound than what I might have used before. So I think all of us are changing, and therefore the quality of the energy we bring through will change as well. That'll probably be different for different people because we're all different healers, and all of us have our individuality will be impressed upon the healing energy because it comes through us. So it will fit with our personality, our abilities, our the people that we get matched with, and they will be the perfect recipients for the healing that we provide. When I would have to say that since I started doing healing back in the 1990s, that the way I do healing has changed all the time. I've gone through different stages of it, and I go back into my toolbox sometimes and bring forward something I used in the past, but I also continue to evolve. And now I feel more light working with the dimensions and the different planes of existence, and the power of all the planets, the power of the intergalactic, but also the sheer force of the earth and the fact that we're on it and part of it, and that our well-being is derived from that connection, with a full understanding of what that connection is. That everything on earth has been perfectly placed for the benefit of the whole, meaning all planets everywhere, all beings everywhere, and everything on the earth. What our potential is. So does that answer your question?
Yes, very much. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Does anybody else have a question?
I did.
I've got this screen a little bit, so you'll probably have to speak up. I said it slightly differently this time, for a good reason, but you might have to speak up in order to appear on the screen.
Wanda, it's Michelle.
I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't really formulate. I mean, I kind of had a thought in my head of what I was curious about, but it seems like to me that there is a stark difference between stuck energies and healing. And I mean, in terms of like, it feels like it's very black and white lately. Like when there are energies that don't align with us, I can really feel that. And then when the healing comes about, I can really feel that. It just feels like there is such a strong polarization. And sometimes I get in that healing that is stuck and I don't know how to unstick. I know. So it just feels like there are some really stark contrasts in
Yeah, I think they've always existed, but we have become more sensitive to sensing it.
Okay.
Stuck energy is just congested energy that's gathered at one place because the person has competitive thought or repetitive thoughts and feelings and can't process beyond those feelings. So the unsticking is to get them to process it. And that might require an extra boost to their ability to understand why they're repressing that, why they're holding on to that feeling and can't seem to get beyond it. There are a lot of people who don't want to get beyond their feelings because it serves some purpose for them, and you can't make them do that. But most people, if you bring it to the attention of the part of them that can do that, will move on from it, and they will cause the unsticking. You can also go in the energy and just be such a bright light in there that it ceases to exist. It can't stay congested. If you go in there and say you start a golden tornado in that energy that just sweeps it all up and away and recycles it up through their higher self and returns it to them as clear energy that they can then use for other purposes than staying in one place. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Okay. That's beautiful. Thank you.
Anybody else?
It's Elizabeth. I have a question. What about a being who has a soul contract to go through some type of illness for the progression of their soul. How do we deal with that type of healing where, I don't know, it seems that they're meant to go through that experience? So healing seems a bit more challenging, perhaps.
They may be meant to go through that experience, but their attitude about the experience is everything as to whether they suffer or whether they're able to handle the situation. So my advice would be to work with their attitude toward what's happening to them and help them find the good in everything else around them, and even the good in the illness, because it's doing something for them or someone else. It's serving a purpose. And if you can determine what that is, you can tell them that. That makes it easier for them to work with. Or you can just help them to realize they're not sent anything they can't deal with, that they have every tool necessary to handle anything that happens to them. And their practice needs to be knowing that and bringing that to bear on their situation where they don't suffer, but can feel happy and content even in the midst of an illness.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else? Did that answer your question, Elizabeth?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
And it doesn't mean that their illness is permanent. It's there for a reason. When that reason is satisfied, they can move on beyond it. Most soul contracts, I would think, would be like when someone is born with cerebral palsy or something like that. But there can be other things. I believe I was born with a genetic mutation that made me 95 to 100% certain to have cancer. But that's the best thing that ever happened to me. And that's the way we have to approach the things that happen to us. Everything's the best thing that ever happened to you if you make it so. If you find out what you need to find out about it, learn what you need to do, and acquire even more wisdom as a result, then it's not a problem anymore. And, you know, that's okay. That is the meaning of life, is to be able to find ways to make the most out of everything that happens. If we can't, we're definitely going to have stuck energy and be despondent and sad and unable to move on. If we make the most out of everything that happened, we won't ever be stuck. We'll just flow from one thing to the next and turn it on its ear. So that's a blessing. Everything's a blessing. Even your passing is a blessing for you. And for those around you, should they but choose to believe it. Okay. Is that okay, Elizabeth?
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Wanda.
Good. Okay. Anybody else have a question?
I do, Barb. You
Hi,
mentioned, hi. I just worked on someone who had open heart surgery, and the energy just was not moving in her legs. And I have another friend who is just repeatedly having accidents
below her knees. What you said about the golden tornado really hit me. How do you do that?
Well, I can start one for you right now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go into the seraphim energy, and that coming directly from the throne of God energy, and I am already creating the tornado. It's golden energy spinning. Can anybody feel that?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It spins me when I do it.
I'm going this way.
No, you can't help it. It just, and then it goes out in a rush, and it takes care of energy that the person doesn't know what to do with, because it is wisdom incarnate. And it is a very pure light, and it goes and enlightens the part of us that wants to hold on to our stuckness, the parts of us that don't want to cooperate with flow. You feel it in your legs?
Yeah.
Your friends are having it in their lower parts. Well,
Thank
also, when a person's heart has been compromised in some way, your other friends feels a little heartbroken, and at the same time there's so much regret about the way things have gone in her life, that her heart and her second chakra work together to constrict everything below the waist. It's like, I didn't want to live this life. Why should I be happy about it?
Mm-hmm.
So helping her through her heartbreak and on to seeing the good in her life would be one way to help her. The golden tornado can do that too.
Wow. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Wanda, this is Donna. Regarding the golden tornado, is that something that we can help people do for themselves?
Yeah, I just did it in me. Anybody can do it in themselves. You have to be very clear to do it. So you have to work on making sure you're clear, making sure that you believe that anything can happen and that miracles can occur. When you do, you'll be able to bring up the golden tornado and use it very effectively. And you can teach them to begin to do it for themselves.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Well, does the golden tornado go clockwise or counterclockwise, or does it not matter?
Clockwise.
Okay, thank you.
It might on occasion spin counterclockwise if it, and there are a couple of situations where it might spin counterclockwise, but it doesn't happen very often. And it has to do with someone whose difficulty is, they think it is beyond all means. So it counterbalances them and causes a surge out there from wherever it is able to go first. It will push everything down out their meridians and then bring up all the earth energy in them, and that will mix with the golden tornado energy. So does everybody want to try being a golden tornado? All right. I'm going to do it again. And I'm just stepping into the pure light from the throne of God. And surrounding myself, I ask the seraphim to come. And I can feel that vibration that is the song of the universe. And then I'm in the golden light. And the tornado begins to rotate around. Some of you are getting the tornado. How I can't see you. Let me pull up another view. If I can. Well, I can't seem to find it. Maybe that's it. There you are. I can feel many of you beginning to do that. Who feels like they're able to do it? Show of hands. For those of you who haven't begun to do it yet, I'm going to put that with you and just let the energy flow around you and infiltrate you into your heart. And then help you begin to have the clarity to pull that energy together for yourself. It's your energy. Your source. Blow out. Okay, those of you who were not feeling it before, let me know if you can feel some of it now. Okay, if you're not on screen, I can't see, so do the show of hand things with your buttons. Because I want all of you to have it, but I'm not able to see you. Okay. Good, Tracy and Tori and Patrick and Kim. Good, good, good. Yay. That's most of you.
Wanda, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Would it be perhaps just a feeling of peace coming over you?
That would be a result of it. Yes. It's not just peace that's with that, but peace is one of the things that is with it. In it is understanding of things that we didn't understand before. And knowing how to be peace is something that most people don't fully understand, to be peaceful about everything. We can cognizantly get it, but being it is often a different story. All right, blow out. As this energy begins to settle down, it's going to stop or rotate very slowly for a moment and give you an adjustment period. Time to adjust to what it's doing inside of you. Can someone tell me what they feel it doing inside of themselves?
I feel a whirlpool that's spinning. It's in my root right now, and it's red, but there's a touch of purple at the top, and that the color purple is changing. It's moving back into the red.
Yes, often it will pull up the earth energy and cause a merger of part of yourself with the feeling of the earth energy. It's not exact, but your kundalini energy.
Mm-hmm.
Teresa, what do you feel?
Well, it feels sort of like a rotor-rooter that is going around and around and around and clearing everything from the inside. So instead of, let's say, like trying to clear your subtle energy bodies from the outside or from up and down, this is doing it from inside to outside.
Yes, it will eventually go through, clear all of your subtle bodies and come back in. It will also begin to make all of your chakras rotate, cause your subtle bodies to begin to rotate, coordinate, and you will begin to hum. Maybe not like, but vibrationally, you'll begin to hum.
You're like throbbing.
Yes. Anybody feel that intense sensation of vibration?
Mm-hmm.
I do. Good. So good energy to use.
Mm-hmm.
And you're being offered a full initiation. Everybody want that?
Yes.
Here it comes. You may feel some pressure on your head. It's heavy duty energy. And it is really upping your vibratory level. And because it has the energy of the seraphim with it, it will often make you want to sing like across the universe. At least it makes me want to do that. I want to go float through the universe just resonating with the music, the divine music of the universe, the hum that is universal. Whew. Everybody feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Anybody not feel it? If you're in one of those things I can't see you, give me a show of hands if you need something else, a boost or. Okay. Blow out. This feels like it's finishing up. There's a weaving quality as a deep integration. It's in your cells. It's around your light particles, and it's toning your light particles, their frequency. Anybody feel that one?
Mhm.
It will make you more conscious. And settling in. Does anybody else have a question? We'll have a good time with it. About anything about healing. Can anyone see the seraphim?
What?
Can you repeat that, Wanda?
Yes. Can anyone see the seraphim?
So Wanda, yes, I don't know about right this moment, but in the past I have. I don't see them with my eye, but what I feel is a whirling energy that has, and maybe this is why we see them as wings. It kind of has energy that flows off from the center out to the outer parts of it. And it's it is very musical. And it's not only swirling around, but it's also swirling around the throne of God. So there's lots and lots of
Yeah.
movement.
That's where they're placed. That's their job.
Wanda,
might-
what are they? What are they?
The seraphim are the angels that stand at the throne of God and sing God's praises, basically. Then there are also the cherubim, which protect the seraphim. But I also feel like the cherubim serve other purposes. Nothing's allowed to come near the seraphim and that essence of God, that it isn't God's agreement to come near to. And so the cherubim sense if that agreement hasn't been made and clear any pathway that anything is trying to establish to try to use the power of God in a way that isn't in the best interest of the greatest good.
Oh,
How many feel that? Good. So they're also good to gather energy from and use, but it feels very different than the energy of the seraphim. So I'm going to bring you now the energy of the cherubim. I'm sending it out in a way they gave it to me to send to you. Let me know when you feel it. And anything that isn't in your greatest good, this energy will also help dissolve. Because your greatest good is in the interest of the greatest good of all. Just like your well-being is also interrelated to the well-being of all. Let me know when you can feel the clearing. Very different energy. Not as soft. It's not as soft an energy. It's more direct. Or more pushy. It's pushy energy. But in a good way. We're here to serve your greatest good, whether you want us to or not. No, go out. They're offering an initiation. Does anybody want that initiation? Here comes the
Yes.
initiation. Yeah, it's warm. May feel warm to you.
Mm.
Could you feel the difference in them?
Yes.
They're not alike.
Definitely very strong, and I could feel it more in my solar plexus.
Wanda, does this have anything to do with discernment?
Yes, initiation into either one of these energies is going to make you discern more.
Okay, I just got a powerful feeling that I think there's so much going on with the Antichrist. Is to tell if it's real or not. When people make a claim to have special gifts with God or whatever.
Go out. You don't have to worry as long as there are people like us praying. We have nothing to fear. As long as there's light in this world, that's all that's needed. That's why it's incumbent upon people who can see, can feel, can discern, to provide that light at all times, to be the light. And to push back on anything that is not. We clear our own universe, the one that we've created for ourselves to live in. Our life, basically, that's our universe. You affect every other part of the universe, and your clearing and clarity will spread to others. It can't help but happen. If you turn on a light in the room, the other rooms around it also get light. All right. Is there another question by anyone?
So when I saw the seraphim, I saw multiple angels of white, all pure white, and they were staggered. And the one in the front was holding some kind of like staff with like a something kind of round, or not totally round, but it was I don't know if that was like to invoke those energies, or
Does anyone want some of the language of the seraphim? Because we can get that to flow into you.
Yes.
It won't come out as sounding like the seraphim. It will come out as probably English for you. But the wisdom of what is written in the accords. What accords? In the accords that was made to establish the hierarchy of angels and the kingdoms. A meeting of creative forces brought together, and these accords were a decision of how things should work, of helping things to work in a hierarchical way. Why? Because the hierarchy represents the different levels we go through to come to our understanding of the divine. And our understanding of how to work with our divine nature. So each stage represents a greater sense of clarity as we go up through it. And each stage is important for our development to acquire the skills available from each subset in our acquisition of the ability to serve as angels serve. It makes me want to cry. Without ego, without regard for any cost, because there is no cost. There's only great benefit. And so the words are flowing. The understanding of the staff will come to you, Douglas. It is a leadership position. Many are called.
I just got goosebumps, so
Many are called, but you have to choose. You have to choose the little everyday things that may not really matter and choose to serve the greater good. Blow out. How many can feel the language entering them? As it enters you, it wraps around your bones. The longest lasting part of you is your bones. So those words will be there even when your bones are all you are, and will still be on the earth through the many of you. Hi, Ermi. I'm asking that Ermi be included in the healing energy.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
and in anybody's animals that they want to have included, and the little lost animal. Blow out. Dear, dear souls. How many feel your brow chakra becoming even more open? Even more translative. Able to hear and read the words, translate them into something useful. There are messages for you. I want you to see what your message is. Each of you received in that download of language a message for yourself as a conveyor of light, as a light vessel. A light being embodied. And I sense some of your particles beginning to look at you. It's like they stopped moving for a moment and looked at you, and they're saying, so what do you want us to do now? What you want your light self to do? So read your message and then decide what you want to do with this lightness of being. Does everyone have their message and their particle understanding? Anyone want to share?
The first thing that came to my mind was that old hymnal, Holy, Holy, Holy is the Lord God Almighty. But then as the message came through it, it's holy, holy, holy are we, the light bearers, beautiful beings of light and love, even when you don't feel like it.
This is true. You can't cease to be a light being. It's what you are. You're made of light particles. How can you be anything else? Beautiful. Anyone else want to share? Teresa?
So the message was that in this vessel, there is a small seed of God light, which is so hot and white and burning, and that it is incorporated into every cell of your body, activating each cell activating the mitochondria and all the little particles in the cells. And then your whole body starts to get larger and larger, like you become a sun and you expand to incorporate the whole world. And you cover every single individual within the world, every single animal within the world, and they all start to vibrate and to intone to the white glowing light that is the seed within you. And we all become the seed of light.
Absolutely. You got it. We're all source. And it is, we are reminded fully of what we are.
Yeah.
And that is the true vibration of everything on this planet. We just forget and have to return to it, or return to the memory of it so that we remember and shine without any illusions that we're not. We lose the dimming illusions. That we were ever less than co-joined particles in the mind of God, going full speed ahead at light speed. And the greatest creative forces in unison with everyone else. We can create peace on earth. We can create joy in the heart of our fellow beings. We are joy in the heart of our fellow beings, just as we feel joyous because of our fellow beings. It's a celebration of life. And we will not live with our ignorance of the past, but live with our enlightenment to the best of our ability. Does anyone else have something to add? Tori? Unmute yourself, Tori. All right, we'll go on someone else then. Kim, do you want to add anything?
Yes, it was pretty clear for myself was to truly help and guide the underserved, empowering each of those souls, which I've been doing a little bit now. But seeing it on the bigger picture of knowing that we're all connected, but truly guiding them and uplifting them as I did prior. Pretty
Yeah.
powerful.
See, like you put your hands under their feet and just give them a boot up. You know?
Yep. Yep.
Here you go. There it is. Drink it all in.
Very
Holding them up
powerful.
so they can drink it all in
Yep.
and be filled.
It's like opening the door for them.
Yes. It's like throwing them in the trough so they can
Right?
wallow in it.
It's
And it
beautiful.
feels good wallowing there. Joe, did you have anything to add?
I think my message might have been peace, be still. Does that seem like what you would have envisioned?
I think that is a message that would be good for a lot of people, and one that is powerful.
Mhm.
At peace, why not? There's no reason not to be at peace. Peace is also who we are. Elizabeth?
Yes, my message was simple. You are loved, you are light. And then from that, I got go out and radiate love and light. So in its simplicity, I find it quite beautiful.
It is. That's our job. That's why we live.
Yes.
That's the whole purpose of living. And everything else is just about learning how to live. We don't really know how to live until we understand that. And then we're truly living. We are the embodiment of life, because that's life force. Excellent. Douglas, you want to share? Did I already call on you? I don't remember if I did.
No, so I saw the particles of light getting bigger and expanding. So not just small particles, but they just kept growing in size. But my message was wherever I go to make that footprint of light ground in to the earth, but then also radiate that out to others in my physical presence of, anywhere I am in the presence of others. So it's both earth and radiating out, like conducted and radiating that light.
We are of this planet.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone who lives here is. We may have lived on every other planet in the multiverse and do live on every other planet in the multiverse. But this incarnation of us, this coming to understanding of us, this piece of our consciousness is firmly of the earth, a child of the earth, and the planet is a cell in the body of the universe, and we are a cell in the body of the planet. And everything else. So our consciousness is not limited anywhere. And we can see all things, know all things, experience all things. Be all things. Go out. Everyone is centering in a new way. From deep in your bones, you are centering, even your bone marrow. Is having a centering experience. Every cell in you lines up and centers itself with every other cell. And that causes your communication system inside of you and out through your aura to come more fully online, making you more able to move energy anywhere, more able to draw energy to self and put out energy, drawing it into yourself and using it to put it out into the world. And thus creating outcomes. So your outcomes will be as joyous as you are. Your outcomes will be as enlightened as you are. Your outcomes will achieve peace to the extent that you are. And you will never be able to create peace while being in turmoil. So calm yourself, ease yourself, accept all the glory of your being. And use that creative life force, allowing your fount to spill over until it gets bigger and bigger and spills over to more people, more places, more things. Expanding the gifting of yourself. Because you are a gift. And allowing you to accept the gifts of everyone else. Their expanded gifting of themselves coming right back at you. And I felt all of you touching me as I have touched you. and our energy all merging together to become a common gifting out from our church. Oh, now, further afield. Ooh, got a chill. Anybody get a chill? And then the healing energy is going to change a bit and go more micro. There are some people who have some conditions that they could use help with. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of us have some conditions that we could all use help with. So it's going to help. It's going into any inflammatory condition, but it is still based on the seraphim energy as it does this. Light and gentle and beautiful. Bringing peace to your condition, calming it, soothing it, or enabling it, meaning what isn't turned on, this energy is going to turn you on. And spreading through all the parts of your body that haven't quite gotten it over the years, that you are the light. And that source comes from you and through you. And therefore, you can convert your organs into source. A source for you, a source to fuel you, and a source for giving back to the universe. So there is a transmutation occurring. Someone saw purple energy earlier. This transmutation is of taking an unenlightened organ and making it realize it is source, and it can be anything it needs to be. So I feel some pancreases turning on, some hip joints turning on, some knee joints remembering that they too can transform. My ankle is tingling like crazy. My whole foot and half my leg is tingling. How many are tingling? Some of my internal organs are going, what? Wake up? Okay. I think I can do that. Let me help you out here. They're becoming more conscious. Anyone feel your internal organs becoming more conscious? Because that's what they're doing. Oh, yes, we can work together on this. Blow. Any part of you that could not take the light and use it is transforming and transcending its former ignorance of what to do. You, through your use of consciousness, are bringing your body in out of a 3D situation and into a 5th dimensional form. Don't worry, your friends will still see you. You'll just be more empowered. Good. It's also anti-aging because some of you need to last a long time in order to spread that joy and happiness and love and light and words. Get the words out there. Don't keep them inside of yourself. That is harmful to you. If you know it, speak it or write it, but get it out of you. If it sits all jammed up inside of you, it's harmful to you to not speak the truth. Lift off. It's like we're all lifting off. Ooh, I'm gonna levitate. My feet won't go down to the floor. They're rising up in the air. Oh, and my arms are rising up. And I'm not really touching the sofa anymore. How many of you did some of that? Some of you did it on the inside without having it happen on the outside. And that's just as good. Or, I don't know, having your arms and legs hanging up in the air is good or bad, but it was something. And it felt transcendent. And so that transcendence was happening in all of us. And it felt very special. Well, I came back down to the sofa. And I feel like saying the name of God every way there is possible to say it. Teresa, what did you say?
I was just saying the names of God as they came to me.
Say them.
Yahweh, Yeshua, Elijah, Babaji, Paramahansa, Sri Kashwar. Oh, all the angels and saints. Every one of them has a little bit of God in them. And it's a full
As do
expression of God.
everyone.
So they're both a little bit of God and they're all of God.
And we'll say Tim, Douglas, Michelle, Teresa,
Wanda.
Barbara, Tori, Joe, Tracy, Joyce, Neil, Elizabeth, Donna, Patrick, and Kim. And Matt, if he's still around. It doesn't matter whether he's around or not. He is too. And all of your animals. I feel their godness. Your family members. So we have to help everyone remember. And that long string of names of God is just going through all of us. It's like it's worming its way around through all of us. It's our connection. It's our future. It's our present. It's our past. Because that's who you are. So I think we're running out of time. But I had a great time with you guys today. And I'm going to say a prayer that you can put whoever you want in. So, Tim, do you have someone?
Myself and Raina and Austin.
Thank you. Patrick, do you have someone?
Not that I can think of.
How about your brother? I'll put my other son in, you know, his wife passed away, so he could use it. And Donna.
My family, everyone here, and I just keep hearing everyone on the planet. Really, I think we all need it.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yes, yes.
Tracy?
My family.
Joyce? Joyce, did you want to add someone to the prayer?
She might have fallen asleep, Wanda. She was
Okay. We'll put Joyce and her husband and everyone she's concerned about in. Neil?
I second everything, everyone here, whatever at once.
Elizabeth?
Yes, all sentient beings of the earth. That includes all of us, all our family, our loved ones, humanity, animals, trees, Mother Earth, everything and everyone, like Donna said.
Includes every drop of water. Teresa?
So ditto to what Elizabeth just said, and especially to Anthony, Sarah, and Kiana and Kiana's mother, who passed away last week, very unexpectedly.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes.
We'll say a little extra for her and the family. Barbara?
To my children and the people I'm working with, and my friend Abby. Also, my little starfruit tree that's in shock. I would like decide whether to survive or not.
It hasn't made that decision yet.
Right.
Part of that depends on you.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it depends on the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tori? Okay, we'll go to Joe then.
I'd like to lift up Zen and Betty and Sienna the Lost Cat and Tara, Kristen, and Carl, who are looking for her, and my friend Brooklyn.
Michelle?
Each one of us, our families, our extended families, the Will family, the Porter family, and Ernie.
Douglas?
Excuse me, my family.
All right, is that it?
Mm-hmm. And everyone, and ditto to everyone.
Yeah,
It's
everyone, everywhere, all of them.
all of us. And yes.
And Tim with a T.
My families, my extended families, all of us, and once again, ditto to Elizabeth's, include everybody. So, yeah, thank you.
Divine Infinite Spirit, thank you for being with us, for being one with us. We ask that we are clear, centered, grounded, balanced, aligned. And filled with light, love, peace, and joy, and a sense of well-being. We ask for the help of the ascended beings, the masters, the guides, the angels, the brother sisterhood of light, the planet council, the intergalactic council, the council of suns, stars, and we are all aligning with the heartbeat of the earth. You'll feel your beat slow down a little bit, your own heartbeat. And beat slow and steady. achieving blood pressure equilibrium where it's supposed to be, widening your arteries, attending to cardiovascular health, clearing lungs, clearing sinuses. There's a good bit of people with some sinuses don't feel so good. Itchy eyes. Working on brain nervous system, helping the brain function better, helping the nervous system to be smooth, soothed, comfortable, and most of all, helping all of us to feel comfortable in the skin we're in. And have our body feel comfortable living in our spirit. And our spirit comfortable living with our body. Because they're really one and the same. Your body a manifestation of your need to express your spirit. And anyone with an illness in an internal organ, bringing ease to disease. Heartening the body. Giving the body your full emotional support. And your full cognizance, so that when you know when some part of you needs a little more attention, when it starts asking for attention, you can give it to it. And all of us are having releases from the times when we didn't give our body the attention it needed. From the times we put everything else first. And our body was dead last on the list. Full body awareness. And full body growth in response. Growing better quality cells. Better quality hearing. Sight. Skin. Mucosal linings And there are a lot of those in there. Doing some repair work in intestines, in hernias, in diverticuli, clearing the blood vessels between the shoulders and up to the neck to the brain. Working neuronal processing and the health of the glia cells. And as a result, having your brow chakra begin to rotate more. Your throat chakra begin to rotate more. Heart. Then a surge of down past ring past knot. And your third chakra comes into alignment and rotates. Second chakra, which is harder for most people, comes into alignment and begins to rotate, and root comes down out of the air, where they sometimes just stick out into the air instead of grounding. And a surge of warmth back of the body, stimulating. So everything that needed to be soothed was soothed, and now stimulation comes up through your body and stimulates that which wasn't stimulated enough. You'll get a dump of enzymes and a dump from your endocrine system, hormone dump. Relaxing. Becoming peaceful in every part of self. And unafraid. And that feels pretty complete. I kept you over. Hope that was okay.
Thank you, Wanda.
Thank you, Wanda.
It was perfect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I
Love
love
to
you
give you a
also.
Thank you. Love you, Wanda.
You.
Thank you, it was wonderful. Thank you.
So much wisdom.
Thank you so much.
We'll have to give you a tip.
Give the church.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See everybody.